The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome into The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 88. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. Good morning to you, Burly. How you doing out there in Canada?
Doing good. Thankfully, I've got my air conditioning in because yesterday it was 91% humidity and I think 26 degrees outside. So, nice and cool out there.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was today out here in Japan. So wasn't, the humidity wasn't so bad, but yeah, it was like 27 outside. Yeah. So I think from the beginning of the week, the humidity is supposed to climb again. Tomorrow, only about 50% humidity, but still like 27, 28. Yeah. So, and I see you got your Xbox background there because our topic of the show, we're going to be talking about Game Pass. So we're looking forward to that. Of course, we're going to be talking about some, how can I say this, Burly? Star Wars news, of course, it came out. We're going to talk about that first, and then obviously Apple and of course Amazon and
more acquisition wars.
More acquisitions with EA, for example. EA trying to be acquired by one of them. We're going to talk about that. We got a lot to talk about in this episode, of course, and our picks of the week for new game releases. We're going to talk about that. And our topic of the show, of course, is on Game Pass, because there was an article that came out this week that we want to go over and talk about in relation to Game Pass. So we're going to be talking about that. But before we get into what we've been playing this past week, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss what they've been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, and the post-show, in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon in early access for one day after recording. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry Tier 1 level at $1 per month and get early access to every episode and post-show in audio and video formats, as well as watch or listen ad-free, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. Weekly on Sundays, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services. Weekly on Wednesdays for the post-show, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and in video format on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at the Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at the Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
All right, Burly, I'll go ahead and start with mine. I've been playing Sniper Elite 5, and it's kind of the same as Sniper Elite 4. I mean, graphical fidelity, there really isn't any improvements, I think.
Okay.
I mean, basically, it's almost the same game. There's like this cutscene. There's a few cutscenes in every mission and everything. But I mean, right now I'm still climbing up the beaches beachhead, kind of in Normandy, and I'm going through the bunkers, and I do like going through the trenches, though. The trench warfare parts of it are pretty cool. But there's a part in the game that I got to where you have to destroy like a radio tower, some kind of like a tower, and so you have to use your sniping abilities to hit the charges that you set on the radio tower. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean it's not any more different from Sniper Elite 4. I mean, all the mechanics, everything are there. The weapons so far. I mean, I'm not too far into the game. I'm maybe about 3 hours in.
Okay.
And, it feels like Sniper Elite 4, in just a different location. That's about it. I mean, here you're in France, whereas in Sniper Elite 4, you were in Italy. So, yeah. I mean, that's...
Does it now make more sense why this game is just on Game Pass?
I think that could be a reason. That could be a reason. I'm not sure, but it's like possible.
4 came out in 2017 of February.
Yeah,
so it's like it's been 5 years.
Right. Yeah, it's been a while for sure. So, but I don't know, man. I just think it's similar to the previous game. But for you, Burly, what have you been playing this past week, man?
I went back to Lost Judgment, continuing on slowly with the story on that.
Cool, awesome.
And for streaming, been doing some more Ghostwire Tokyo. That's been a lot of fun. That game's a lot of fun with the magic and even the bow on it's not too bad, but magic beats bow.
Okay.
And then still doing the Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke run.
Mm-hmm.
AKA kick me in the dick. It's pretty hard.
Yeah. I was going to say our other co-host, of course, Turn-Based Carl, he's off this week. He'll be back with us next week, but he's probably still playing Warhammer. I have a feeling he's still playing that.
Spoiler, he's playing that right now.
Yeah. I'm sure he is, probably. Yeah. So. All right. Anything else you've been playing? Is that about it?
That's it for me.
All right. Okay, so let's get into the weekly news beat. So, of course, this past day we got some news about the new Star Wars game. It's going to be a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's going to be called, of course, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Doon, 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 doon. Doon, doon, doon. So I wonder if Cal Kestis has the eye of the tiger, Burly.
Yes.
So anyway, for you video viewers, we're showing now the trailer that was just previously dropped on this. So it's supposed to take place 5 years after Jedi Fallen Order. So I don't know. What do you think we're going to get in this? And so in the video here, it looks like we see some other type of Inquisitor, maybe some kind of Grand Inquisitor. I have no idea. But what do you think, Burly?
See, I'm not fully sure where we're going because you got the Grand Inquisitor. It looks like here, especially if you've watched Obi-Wan show. If you've watched the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan, you know who this. I'm assuming this is the character they're making it out to be. Yeah. But I think Cal is just either. It's making you think that the ship is going to get destroyed and he's going to get lost from the crew, or the crew's going to die.
Yeah.
And you may come across some other Jedi.
Yeah. Now, who do you think that is in that BAFTA tank?
I have no idea.
Yeah. It kind of, the face looked similar to Cal's. Maybe it's a relation. I have no idea. Yeah. Or it could be one of the characters from Jedi Fallen Order, I think. What do you think?
It could be one of the characters from Fallen Order because Cal's does look different, but it is a time jump of 5 years, so
yeah,
makes sense. And then, or could it just be a clone? Because Star Wars and their clones.
Yeah, and it says coming 2023. I don't know about that, man. I just don't. I don't think so. I think if it says 2023, believe me, it's probably 2024.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't know.
We've had so many of these tentative release bull crap.
Yeah,
and we've all gotten mad because it's like you can't. I understand. I kind of wish they don't tease us the date. Like this little teaser was enough.
Right.
Yeah, if you can actually deliver the thing, like okay, we've got a month or two, we just need to polish, and then we're just going to wait a little while because we find releasing our games now at this time at this month is when we get the better sales track.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first trailer we got of it, and it's a cinematic trailer, so there's no gameplay. So, like we've talked about in previous podcasts, I think we need to kind of pull the brakes on these release dates, especially when we don't have any kind of gameplay footage.
Oh, yeah.
So I think them putting 2023 is kind of like their way of saying, okay, this is a tentative release date.
Yeah, but just saying you have it, just don't give that, because now you're giving people hope.
Yeah,
and when it doesn't come in 2023, you're going to deal with the backlash.
Yeah.
So you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Maybe
it's the Kobayashi Maru.
Okay.
It's a no-win scenario.
There you go. Nice little Star Trek reference there, Burly.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can save that, because after the podcast, we're recording our next episode of Strange New Worlds episode 4 review. So
yes, but they did announce one thing that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Next gen only.
Yeah, next gen only, definitely. So,
which is not surprising to me, and it shouldn't be surprising to people.
Yeah,
we're now 2 years into these new consoles.
Yeah,
and I think by the time this game comes out, 3 to 4 years, what do you expect?
Right, and I mean, I think we're getting to the point now, especially with the third-party developers, these big titles are going to be current gen only from now on, I think. So I'm not surprised at that, but anyway. All right, and then of course we got the news about the next State of Play. So Thursday, June 2nd, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and 11:59 CEST. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. That's like 7 a.m. my time on Friday, June 3rd. My time here in Japan. So I don't know if we'll be able to live stream this together or not. But
I was going to say I will take the bullet because I'm streaming anyways at that time. I will stream this for the arena on my channel.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because at that time I'm getting ready for work, my regular job. So, yeah. So unfortunately, it's like 7 a.m. my time here. So. But anyway, what do you think, Burly? What do you think we're going to get? It seems like, from what it says on the PlayStation blog, it's going to be mostly third-party partners, sneak peeks at games that are in development for PSVR 2. So I don't know. I maybe we'll see some more of that Horizon.
You'll definitely see the Horizon game.
Yeah.
They're going to say something on God of War. Whether or not we get the trailer or we're getting its own State of Play later this year,
I don't think so, man. I think it's just going to be the third-party partners. And it's going to be a lot of VR stuff.
It's a lot of VR, but you're going to get something. They're going to say something on Final Fantasy 16. Okay. I think we'll get that trailer.
Okay, but God of War, I don't think it's coming to the State of Play. I think they're gonna hold it off for Keeley's event. I think, like I said in last week's episode of the podcast, when we did our predictions for Keeley's show, opening night live, I think they're really going to wait until like towards the end of the show, and then of course they're going to come out with the release date. Yeah, so I don't think something that big is going to be given at a State of Play. I just think that they're going to do it at Keeley's event. You'll probably the Final Fantasy stuff. Yeah, you'll probably get it at the State of Play. That's just my opinion. But
I just feeling they're going to make a mention of God of War. I don't think you're going to get that God of War trailer. They're just going to say something quick about God of War because they have all this speculation and the internet going nuts with this. Like I know Sony, like I'm hoping Sony has at least the sense to just say something and say, "We know you want more on God of War. We'll give it to you later this year."
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, but like they said in the PlayStation blog, it's mostly going to be, from third party partners and like new titles, and then PSVR 2.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to hearing about what they announce, and of course, on next week's episode of the podcast, we will be giving you the rundown of what they announced. So stay tuned for that. All right, Burly. So next up, of course, EA is looking to be bought. Of course.
I love that image there.
Yeah. So Apple in talks to buy EA Gaming, Disney and Amazon also potential suitors here. So the link to the 9 to 5 Mac story is below for all of you video viewers. So you can go check that article out. So, I mean, basically, what's interesting about this, Burley, is that Trip Hawkins, he used to be the director of strategy and marketing back in 1982 for Apple. And then he went on to found EA. So I mean, it's kind of weird. It's like, EA and Apple have this, kind of like, this close, tight knit kind of relationship from the very beginning. In the sense that it kind of broke off from Apple and EA became its own company. From one of the corporate guys working in Apple. But I don't know, man. What do you think? Of course, Apple has Apple Arcade. And that, of course, that took off in 2019. And if they were to buy EA, then they would have all of their properties. I don't know about it. When it comes to Amazon, whether or not they would go into Luna, in that sense. And and then Disney, I think Disney's just I don't think Disney's going to be the buyer here. I think probably of the three here, I think Apple probably has the best chance of striking the deal and actually buying them. I don't know, what's your thoughts on this?
Why do you think Apple? Just so
well, just I think because of like I said, the relationship. But I mean, I think Apple probably with Apple Arcade and the success that they've had, I think they would probably want to get a lot of the sports side of things onto their program, onto their platform. So yeah, I don't know. I think, and then Apple probably has the money to outbid the others. So Amazon maybe Amazon would be tough.
Disney, they can outbid Disney.
Yeah,
I think they can outbid Disney. But this is a guy that left Apple, and he probably left because, no offense, there are those stories that Steve Jobs and them were tyrants. So he probably said, "Fuck this."
Yeah, but that was like in 1982, Burley. That was a long time ago. So yeah, but
so
who knows? Yeah.
What I don't know who would honestly buy. Like, this is the thing. Disney's just putting their name out there just to get themselves look like they want into this. Like, Disney hasn't done much in the gaming market over the last couple of years, other than lending their stuff to Square for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
like they have, like, their big game Disney Infinity has been done for a while. So I think Disney's just doing this for publicity. Apple's just interested because you get a giant thing like EA.
Yeah.
And if you can get those properties and make, like, because they will do the whole mobile exclusive only EA mobile games now just come to Apple Arcade. They won't come to Android.
Yeah.
Because that's what Apple's going to do.
Yeah.
Amazon, I think they want to get them in. They want them to get them in to help, because that would help their Luna Surface.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get EA games exclusive on there,
yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah.
But whether or not any of these companies actually do it, that's going to be interesting. I was surprised EA is wanting to be bought.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think because I know they had the whole trouble with the FIFA and they lost that license.
Yeah.
But they just did sign, I think it was last year, they signed another 10-year deal with with the NFL.
Yeah.
So they're still signing on their other sports. They are signing deals.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these sports franchises, whoever were to acquire EA would be getting a lot of these great games when it comes to sports franchises. So it's particularly Madden, but I don't know, we'll see. And you had the acquisition, of course, of Bethesda by Microsoft, and then of course the one that occurred recently, of course, Activision Blizzard with Microsoft, but that hasn't gone through yet. But what was the other one, Burly, that was just finalized this last week? Not the PlayStation Bungie, that was like $3 billion, but there was the other one that went through this past week. Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm blanking on the names right now, but it was like a.
I can't remember off the top of my head either. But those, of course, the Activision Bethesda, not Activision Bethesda. I'm sorry, the Xbox Bethesda has already gone through. The Blizzard one is Activision Blizzard is still, going through the process. And then as well as the PlayStation and Bungie. Yeah. So, but it'll come back to me. I'll probably remember during the podcast at some point. But there was that other acquisition that was finalized just this past week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Oh, I think it was that Take-Two one.
That's right. Yes. Thank you, Burley. Yes, Take-Two Interactive.
They bought Zynga.
Zynga. That's right. That's right.
That's it.
Thanks, Burley. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that was finalized. That's done now. But I mean, in the billions figure, I don't know how much, Apple or Amazon or even, even Disney would be willing to pay for EA. I don't know. So
say that they're all wanting. They'll pay a bit.
Yeah,
but they are not going to want the top premium that EA is going to try and sell for, because EA is going to rest on their. Look, we have the NFL licensing deal and all these other licensing deals.
Yeah.
They are going to heavily use that to be like, no. You want to buy us for $7 billion? I'm just throwing a number here. I know that's probably way too low for EA.
Yeah, what I was going to ask you, do you think it could get to the Activision Blizzard type of numbers, like close to 70?
It could get close to that.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it could get that close.
Here's the thing. As much as we all mock EA and all that, you've got BioWare and all this stuff. And this stuff sells a ton.
Oh, yeah.
The loot boxes, the revenue on that, and all the sports games, year after year, they're making so many sales.
Yeah.
Not to mention their mobile market.
Yeah.
EA is going to cost at least like 40 to 50 billion. There's no question on that.
Yeah. So, all right. So it'll be interesting to see if somebody actually, takes the bait and actually buys EA. We shall see. And if that happens, we'll be bringing that to you. So, all right. So next up, we've got Activision Blizzard subsidiary, Raven. Of course, they, won their union vote. So they are now going to be a union. So I'm going to read a little bit. Of course, all of you video viewers, you can see the link below. That's to the article from The Verge. So, the Game Workers Alliance, the union of quality assurance workers at Activision subsidiary studio Raven Software, has won their union vote. The votes were tallied, and the union passed with a 19 out of 22 votes, with 2 challenge ballots. The election makes the Game Workers Alliance, the GWA, the first union for Activision Blizzard, and only the second formal union in U.S. video game history. So, Burly, what do you think of that, man? I think that's a great deal, and I think this could be the catalyst for more developing companies trying to form unions. But what do you think, man?
I'm so glad to see this. This is huge for them to be the second overall.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go that they got their union vote. Now, hopefully, they can just keep this, and hopefully, this is a more of a trigger, and more studios do this.
Yeah.
Like, if we got Raven to do it under Activision, and Activision, if you know, they were trying every piece of shit thing in the world to get the union busting law firm and all this and that, and trying this and that, like all these little shit just not to get them to unionize.
Yeah, and the QA workers, staging the walkouts and everything, that got a lot of news and everything too. And but the efforts to try to bust this, I mean, the mails and everything, trying to get people not to vote for it. I mean, that was crappy.
It's just like,
yeah,
it was just insane. It just really showed you how far Activision has gotten down, that they are willing to try every like scumbag move to just not have them unionize.
Yeah. But good on them, and it'll be interesting to see when the Microsoft deal finally goes through, which it will. It will.
Yeah, it's just going to take time.
Right, it will. Whether or not Microsoft supports the union, which I'm sure they probably will leave it alone, and they probably won't have anything to do with it. So I think this is great for Raven Software, and I hope that other developing studios follow suit and try to create unions, because it's only good for the workers there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So, next up, Burly, we're going to talk about Call of Duty. So, good old Modern Warfare 2 editions. So, yeah. So, we got a release date for Call of Duty. So, Modern Warfare 2, October 28th. So, what do you think of this, man?
Yeah, this didn't surprise us that we were going to get the sequel to this, and that it's coming this year, because you have to have your yearly Call of Duty, because we're still going to, this is still going to be yearly for another year or two.
Yeah.
They're going to milk that for as long as they can. I'm just waiting to see what the exclusive Sony content is going to be for this, because as we all know, the last couple of years, they still have the deal in place where Sony has the content, and they showed you on the one little thing there, Captain Price. So they're bringing him back. No surprise for the Modern Warfare thing. Oh, Soap.
Yeah.
They're bringing back these characters because they know that's what people want.
Right. Do you think with this coming out on the 28th of October, do you think this is going to push back Gotham Knights? Because Gotham Knights, I think, is the 25th, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of rumors that they might possibly try to get out of the way of Call of Duty. I hope they don't. I
don't think they will, because here's the thing: they are going for 2 different markets. Gotham Knights is not your first-person shooter stuff. It's your co-op action, open world style game. Whereas Call of Duty is your multiplayer and 5% of the people playing the campaign.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm probably too generous on that number.
And I'm one of those 5% because I usually just play the campaigns when it comes to Call of Duty. I'm not so much into the multiplayer.
I stopped playing the multiplayer years ago, but
yeah.
Black Ops Cold War, I bought that with my PS5
Uh-huh.
that year that came out because I had a gift card to one store, and you know what? The campaign was actually good on that, and they used the features of the PS5 controller, so it was nice to see.
Yeah.
But like Vanguard, I heard after the last year one was not very good.
Yeah, just from the article, and I'll put it up again here for all of you video viewers. So this is from Video Games Chronicle. So basically, what they're saying here, it has not been confirmed, but it seems like there was a leak, there was a data mining situation, and from these data mine files. So we're taking this with a grain of salt. We don't know if this is actually true or not yet, but I just want to read here what it says here in Video Games Chronicle. So they plan to release 3 editions of the game each, which grants early access to an open beta for PlayStation players when pre-ordered. So they are Modern Warfare 2 Standard Edition, Cross-Gen Bundle, and Vault Edition. The most expensive edition is also said to include the following: Battle Pass, Season 1, plus 50 tier skips, Red Team Operator Pack, Ghost, Soap, Price, and Farah, FJX Cinder Weapon Vault, 10 hours double XP, and 10 hours of 2W XP. And then Ghost Legacy Pack, 12 operator skins, and 10 weapon blueprints. So that is from the data mining leak. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But we shall see.
The beta, whether it's PlayStation only or not, but the beta, that does not surprise me because they have done that in past Call of Duties. Usually before they were doing them around, I think this was around World War II. They did the beta like 1 week. PlayStation got the beta the week after the Xbox crowd got the beta.
Yeah.
So, but they didn't require you to pre-order the game that time. It was just at free beta. But I think for those that did pre-order the game ahead of time, they got an extended beta.
Yeah.
So paying to get the beta, I'm not. If that is true, if it's true, you fucking assholes! Like,
yeah.
Because this is something I hate.
Yeah.
Because now you're tearing off people that would potentially buy the game.
Right.
Because here's the thing. I'd want to try the beta before I even commit anywhere near what I'm putting my money down on this.
Right.
And it's like, no, I'm not. Now on print, like, I wasn't going to buy this game anyways.
Right.
You just really have helped sold me that, okay, my money does not need to go to you.
Yeah.
And then this whole XP boost stuff, they've done that before with the higher editions.
Yeah.
They did it back in the day, like Call of Duty 5. The only reason I know this because like our one neighbor gave my dad the World at War collector's edition because it came with the cool little flask.
Yeah.
But it also gave you a multiplayer code that gave you like the first, I think it was like 5 hours of multiplayer. You got double the experience.
I think this is going to all go away next year. I think this is going to be the last year of all that. Because once that Activision Blizzard deal goes through, Microsoft is, they're going to change all of this, I hope. So we'll see.
I'm hoping they'll change it, but remember, they still have certain deals with Sony, so they probably have to keep
it
those.
Depends,
If these are like the Sony exclusive perks that Sony's getting, they have to keep it for a while unless Microsoft wants to pay out a lot of petty
for existing games. So I mean, Modern Warfare 2 will be an existing game, but I'm talking about next year's game.
I'm sure they already have a deal for that Call of Duty too, is what I'm saying.
Possibly.
They probably, because they do sign up multiple games at a time.
Yeah.
Usually, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong on this, but from what I've heard, no.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft could throw more money out and say, "Hey, let's change that." I don't know, but for sure, probably 2 years from now. I think 2 years from now, I think when it's completely in Microsoft's possession, then and when a new game is being developed, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. All right, and then of course, next up, we got the news about Lord of the Rings Golem. So we got a release date for Lord of the Rings Golem, September 1st. So, of course, the article from IGN is below for all of you video viewers that want to go check out that article. I don't know, Burly, man. I don't know if this is going to come out in September. I really don't. We just really haven't seen much gameplay from this. But from the article, it says, playing as Golem, you'll explore Middle-earth in a time just before the Fellowship of the Ring, hunting for the one ring that you lost to Bilbo Baggins while attempting to stay out of the clutches of the Dark Lord Sauron. Familiar faces are promised, as well as a system in which you must decide which of the characters' dual personalities get the upper hand in important decisions, either Gollum or Smeagol. So, Smeagol, I'm sorry, yes. Sorry. So, but anyway, September 1st. And it'll be available on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. A Nintendo Switch version is also planned and should release later in 2022. Haha, later in 2022. So, I mean, September 1st is late 2022 as it is. So maybe 2023 for that one. But anyway, your thoughts on this, Burly? I don't think this is going to happen on September 1st. Anyway,
if this game's coming September 1st, if you're giving the announcement and that it's coming in less than 4 months, I'm hoping it's confident that they're going to make that release date. Because this is so out of left field that they're like, yeah, this is coming September 1st. But we see maybe like 20 seconds of gameplay, if that.
Yeah, and that was like last year, right? At the E3, I think it was the events last year.
Yeah, no, we've just seen like concept art and shit and stuff like that.
Yeah,
this is a game like I don't really, as much as I like the character Golem and all that, but it's like you know where this game's gonna end pretty much, because it's either gonna this is happening all before Fellowship, so it's like this is just gonna happen where he gets caught into Mordor. Yeah, and Mordor, the Force of Mordor catches him, or just a bit before that. Yeah, that's unless they end with him being captured and then him escaping Mordor. That's about it. And it's like, out of all the characters, just to have him interact there himself. Yeah, between the two personalities, like I loved them bringing him back for Shadow of Mordor. That was a cool little twist. I didn't see coming, but I did enjoy that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just don't think it's coming, man. I mean,
I understand
they threw September 1st out there because there hasn't been so much to be announced during that time period. Of course, you've got the Saints Row game coming in late August, I think, if I'm correct. That's about it.
End of August.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, so you kind of think, all right, I can see them just throwing it there because there's no other, besides Saints Row, of course, other big games that are coming out at that time period. So I just don't think it's coming. It's not coming. I mean, for all of you fans of Golem and my precious, who want to play this game. I mean, I hope it comes out. I do, but I don't think it is. All right, next up, Burly. Let's get back to PlayStation here. So PlayStation says half of its releases will be on PC and mobile by 2025. Half, Burly. And PS4 releases will be phased out by 2025. 2025. We're still going to be getting PS4 games until 2025. Oh, man. Okay, this is from Video Games Chronicle, of course. I'm going to read a little bit of it for you. So the president of Sony's PlayStation business said the company expects half of its annual releases to be on PC and mobile by 2025. Speaking during a business briefing on Thursday last week, Sony Interactive Entertainment president Jim Ryan said that expanding to the larger platforms, and in particular committing to releasing at least 12 live service games in the coming years, could be, quote, could be, quote, transformational to our business, end quote. Of course it's going to be transformational. Of course, if it's live service games where you're getting a lot of money from people. Yeah. Quote, PlayStation Studios historically has executed wonderfully in the delivery of a strong portfolio of narrative-rich, graphically beautiful single-player games, but it's certainly the case that we have restricted ourselves to a rather narrow portion of the gaming market, end quote, Ryan said. Quote, by expanding to PC and mobile, and it must be said, also to live services, we have the opportunity to move from a situation of being present in a very narrow segment of the overall gaming software market to being present pretty much everywhere. He continued, quote, I think if we do this right, if we execute with intelligence and we execute with excellence, the opportunities for significant growth in the number of people who play our games, the number of people who enjoy our games, and the number of people who spend money on our games is exponentially a large one. I would say, for example, if we are successful in making a portion of the 12 live service games that we have in development in PlayStation Studios, if only a portion of those enjoy critical and commercial success, then the impact of that over time will be completely transformational to our business structure, end quote. So basically what he's saying is they're focusing mostly on live service games in the future. So, and of course, then obviously they talk about the suggestion that the PS4 releases would be phased out by 2025. So anyway, Burly, your thoughts on this? It looks like PlayStation is going live service, all in.
Yeah, they made that announcement, and it makes more and more sense why they bought Bungie, because at first we were all like, yeah, the hell would you buy Bungie? Nothing against Bungie, but like, right. Why? Yeah. They want Bungie because of Bungie's Destiny and live services. That's why they bought Bungie, and they bought that other small studio that's a live service. So, yeah, Sony is going live service.
Yeah.
I don't fully hate live service. I just hate the quality of what you're getting for live service, because a lot of these live service games are just horrible. They're like I'm sorry to say, you get for what little you're getting, and you're just like, you've got to wait so long for the content you want, and then by the time you get that content you want, you blaze through it. It's horrible. It's like, to make the analogy, it's like the Tiny Tina DLC. You get the DLC, but it's so shit, and you're like, like, I know Destiny 2, there are people that love it.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into Destiny. I beat all of Destiny 1, the story.
Yeah.
Couldn't be bothered. And then, like, Destiny 2, when they gave it free, tried it quick. I was like, I have better uses of my time.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's interesting that they're going to start focusing more on PC. You knew that they were going to start doing that because of, Xbox's success there as well.
Well, they have to. They have to start getting into the PC market.
Right.
And I know their games have sold well.
Right.
On PC. So it's like, as for, like, there's rumors Returnal's coming to PC next year or this year. Because there's the database leaks, but like within the next few years, they're going to get your Ghost Tsushima and all that stuff up there. They're just going to slowly, strategically, like, I think Ghost will come up there when the movie's starting to come out. They will put Ghost Tsushima up there, because that's what they did.
Tsushima, Burly. Tsushima.
Jin Sakai's game.
Okay, whatever.
That better.
Okay. Yeah, but the way you pronounce it is Tsushima, like sushi. It's like, it's not sushi. Tsushima, like a TSU. It's Tsushima. Yeah. Anyway,
and
go ahead.
For them still to say, we're going to have PS4 games till 2025, you're still going to have it, because, like, Activision and all that, they're not going to stop releasing Call of Duty on PS4 for a while.
Right.
Let's be honest, and other companies like that, because it makes too much money.
Oh yeah.
That's not surprising. There's still going to be Xbox One versions of games for the next couple of years.
But do you think that there will be Xbox One games for as long as PlayStation 4 will be coming out on the PlayStation ecosystem until 2025? I don't know. I just think that
I'm only saying like third party.
Okay.
Really, like most first party PlayStation studios, it's all going to be PS5 for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. Like God of War, they've said God of War is going to be PS4 as well.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I can't see.
Spider-Man 2 is probably PS5 only. I think
I think they said that. Spider-Man 2 is PS5 only. Wolverine's going to be PS5 only.
Right. So everything moving forward will be PS5 only. But and I think like Starfield is, I think, Xbox One or Series.
It's Series only.
Series only, not Xbox One. So and then everything else after that. So, but anyway, so interesting enough that you're going to continue to see PS4 games for the foreseeable future. So cross-gen stuff, and then of course more games coming to PC, and then of course the live service model. So. Oh, well. Speaking of that, Burly, looks like we've got some franchises that are going to be coming to TV. Sony announces Horizon series for Netflix, God of War series for Amazon, and a Gran Turismo show. So, So the article for that is from IGN, and for you video viewers, of course, put the link to that story below. So, I don't know. What do you think of this, Burly? I mean, we've got The Last of Us coming, of course. That's coming to Netflix, right? Or no? Which Last of Us?
It wasn't HBO?
Yeah, that's right. HBO. HBO Now or something. HBO. So, I don't know. All of these video games becoming TV franchises. I mean, of course, when it came to video games and movies, a lot of them were not successful. A lot say that the Uncharted film was more successful than maybe any other of the recent movies that came out. But now they're coming to TV. Of course, the Witcher series, based on the novels, and of course the video games, and now you have God of War and Horizon. What do you think of this, man? I think I would definitely be up for watching the Horizon series. It would really depend on who they pick for the actress, I think, but I would really be interested to see how they do the CG for that when it comes to all the mechanical monsters and the world that they would be living in. I'm sure the budget would just be through the roof for something like that. And then, of course, God of War, with all the magic and all of the mythical stuff. It would probably cost a whole boatload of money for Amazon to make that. I mean, they're already putting a ton of money into the Lord of the Rings series. So, but anyway, your thoughts, man.
These didn't surprise me, but you know what one surprised me? Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Gran Turismo, there's not as much to identify. You just slap the logo, so you can buy any car racing show.
Yeah.
Slap Gran Turismo on it, and then there you go. You got your Gran Turismo show. So it's like, okay, so they put that in just to show that. Yeah. And just have an easy one for them. Yeah. God of War and Horizon could be really, really good. You have to have giant budgets.
Yeah.
God of War, not as much, because you can do it simpler.
Yeah.
With God of War, you don't because you can have him fighting monsters, but you could also have him fighting a lot of humans.
Yeah.
Like one episode, he could go to an encampment of just
Yeah.
bandits and stuff, and Kratos and Atreus. If that's that version of God of War they're going, most likely it is. They're not going to go back to the older Kratos, I would imagine.
To the Greek world. I mean, maybe they would for like the first couple of episodes, just
Now,
to
they'll flash
show his,
back to it.
yeah, like to show his
Exactly.
backstory, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they'll stick with the newer God of War.
Yeah.
And you can do that with a pretty fair budget if you have good writers and a good actor. So I'm very curious to see who we'll get for these. But like Horizon, it's going to be your Game of Thrones budgets.
Yeah.
Because,
Dwayne Johnson is going to play Kratos. Come on.
Yes. I am all for this.
The Rock, baby. Yeah, put The Rock in there as Kratos. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
And for Baldur, we'll have we'll put Pedro Pascal. I don't think he's got any work coming up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So. Yeah. No, Flea. We'll put Flea in there. Because Flea is in the Obi-Wan series, as you know. So,
yeah,
just kidding. Yeah, but anyway, I don't know, man. I mean, casting's going to be interesting to see who they cast for these shows. I mean, Aloy. I mean, goodness. I mean, there's so many great actresses out there. I mean, it would be interesting to see who they throw in there to play her.
I'm still surprised that's getting a TV show instead of movie. But I think because Forbidden West didn't sell as much as people wanted to.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're going TV show.
Yeah. But when it comes to this Gran Turismo show, I mean, what is it going to be like? Like a Knight Rider or something? I mean, it's
just going to be racing. It's just
but I mean, that's going to be boring. I mean, it's like after 2 or 3 episodes,
here's the thing.
I don't want to watch races anymore. Yeah.
The racing files, the people that are going to play these Gran Turismo games, going to be all into that. Let's be honest. Okay. You and me, we're not going to go for it. They're not applying to you and me on that.
Well, let's make it like Speed Racer. You know, the old Japanese anime. Yeah.
Horrible animation and all that.
No, the story, Burly. The story, not the animation. I mean, the story behind it all. I mean, you have the racer and the girlfriend and everything else. I mean, yeah.
And the brother was the villain.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, you've had you had the Tomb Raider movies. Now you have Uncharted as a movie. Now, of course, they're going more into TV. Of course, like I, said before, of course, the Witcher series, which has, become very successful over on Netflix, so we shall see. I think that show especially has been a big catalyst for them deciding to, throw their hat into all of this and to, start these TV series. So we shall see. I'm all up for Horizon though,
Horizon and God of War, I'm really looking forward to. Horizon, I think, might be better as a movie if you're going to encapsulate a giant budget.
Yeah.
Just do a small... You don't need to do a long movie. You can do a quick, I don't know why all these things have to be over 2 hours. You can do about a 2-hour film or just under 2 hours, but if it's a damn good story and I'm wanting more, that's all that I need.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Burly, you've got your Game Pass or your Xbox background there. Mm-hmm. So now it's time for the topic of the show. So let's talk about it. So is there really Burnout for Xbox Game Pass? So there was an article that came out this past week and it got a lot of negativity. There were a lot of people, especially developers that came out. Microsoft's social media crew came out swinging about this article by Kotaku. I mean, some of the indie developers as well came out and were talking about how, Game Pass is really, a great concept and it's really doing well and it's been helping them. So, I mean, what's really interesting about this art, I'm not going to get into it, but I'm not going to read any of it, but I'll go ahead and for you video viewers, I'll put the link here if you want to read that Kotaku article. But basically, what it's talking about is it's basically going off of what happened when Starfield and Redfall were delayed. And everybody starts to say now, well, Xbox doesn't have any AAA games, first party games for the remainder of this year. And, yeah, that might be true, but we still have a Xbox showcase coming up in June. And I'm sure we're probably going to get some announcements there. Whether or not they're going to be anything that's going to be coming in the remainder of 2022, we shall see. Most of them will probably be 2023. But for this article to say Burnout, where people are unsubscribing to Game Pass only because there's no big first-party AAA titles coming to Game Pass in the near future, I just think that's ridiculous. I mean, you and I, we just did a Extra Take episode, and all of you should go check that out. It's going to be dropping on our YouTube channel soon. It's up on our Patreon right now, where we did a gameplay review of Trek to Yomi. Trek to Yomi is an amazing title, and it's on Game Pass. And there are so many games that drop every single month onto Game Pass, or month to month on Game Pass, which nobody would probably have bought them. And now that they've had a chance to play them, they're like, man, I mean, it's like, I would have never had a chance to play this game if it wasn't on Game Pass. Some of our friends have said they have children that play like, NBA 2K 2022 and, they play the FIFA games and, they play all these other big titles, and they would have never played them if they didn't come to Game Pass. So to just say that there's Burnout just because a couple of big games were delayed and that people are starting to, I'm just going to unsubscribe and I'm just going to wait it out because there's no big AAA games. Is that the only reason you're using Game Pass, is because of a AAA first party title? Are you okay, Burly?
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was because of what I said there.
No, not what you said. Sorry.
All right. No. But I mean, if that's the only reason you're using Game Pass, then you're not truly using it for its full value. Is all these other games either third-party titles or indie titles that continuously, month after month after month, come to this service? And it's such a great value. Yes, there's been a little bit of a drop off when it comes to subscriptions and all. I mean, and that is normal for any kind of subscription service. But to say that there's burnout, I just don't believe in that. I just don't agree with that. Burly, your thoughts?
There is burnout for people. Let's be honest. There's a lot of butthurt people that they only do use it for the big titles. There are people that do that. I think the majority, they'll just be trying out other stuff. Like for me, I'm keeping Game Pass. I'm not getting rid of it just because Starfield didn't come. Nobody cares about Redfall. I'm sorry, nobody. It's more Starfield. Let's be honest. Nothing against Redfall. I have nothing against it.
There are people looking forward to Redfall, Burly, but not as much as people looking forward to
Starfield is the one more people care about. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better, Burly. That's better.
But like, as we showed with Trek to Yomi, there's tons of double A's and stuff that are indies that are coming up on the service all the time,
right,
to get you excited.
Right.
Yeah, as we know, for the next couple of months, there's nothing that huge, big title.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, like, we can't just have big titles every month all the time because it all depends with their development cycle. Let's say they would have released Starfield this year. It would have been a buggy, broken mess. And then you know what people would do? They'd be bitching about how they got the game came out.
I don't know about buggy, broken mess, Burly. I mean, yeah, there would have been bugs and people would have, thrown a shit fit about them, but
you never know. But Bethesda's had some bad issues with versions they've released on console. It probably wouldn't be broken. I'm probably going too over, but it would have been buggy and had some bad problems. Like Skyrim on console ports back on the PS3 and 360 days, if you had a certain amount of saves used, it was buggy. It was like it screwed up the game more. You had to delete a bunch of saves and stuff. There were just weird little stuff like that.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to one of our patrons, and of course he's a listener and viewer of our podcast, Tuil, who's a member of our community, and he was talking about the games that he's played this year that have been on Game Pass. Like, for example, It Takes Two, Ueden Chronicles Rising, Gorogoa, Young Souls, The Artful Escape, Nobody Saves the World, Cyber Shadow, Lost Worlds Beyond the Page, and Dodgeball Academia. I mean, these are some great games that are coming to Game Pass month after month after month. And he's the one I was referring to earlier about his kids playing NBA 2K22 and MLB The Show, which is for the past couple of years now has been coming out day one to Game Pass. I mean, just month after month after month. So I mean, I just don't see the burnout. I mean, and then of course we had Guardians of the Galaxy that came, to Game Pass as well. And we're probably going to get even more surprises now that Starfield and Redfield have been delayed. I'm sure that, the higher ups at Microsoft are preparing for this showcase, and I'm sure we're going to get some big surprises for Game Pass there.
There's still big games that are on there that are still getting content.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, they just had a content drop, and I believe they got one more for the year planned, I think.
Yeah.
So you still have Sea of Thieves. You got the Halo games are still getting content on there.
Yeah.
So you have tons of stuff, not of your big AAAs, as well as look at last year, the end of last year, they had a lot launch. You had Psychonauts 2 come out in the summer, or it was either summer or September. I can't remember necessarily when.
Yeah.
But then you had like Forza, you had Halo, you had so many big things, Flight Simulator, you had a lot of big stuff drop there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's, I think a part of the catalyst to this article where there were a lot of people in the PlayStation community on the internet that really were jumping on the story of Redfall and Starfield being delayed. And that was a way to jump onto Game Pass and make a point that, subscribers are leaving now because it's like the first party devs, or the first party games, are just nowhere to be found again. And, and it's not the case. It's not the case. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, subscriptions kind of peter off a little bit, but I think it's going to ramp back up again.
It's gonna go down for now, but wait till we see their June event and see what they have coming.
Yep.
Because they may not. Let's say they don't have any big AAAs coming.
Yep.
Let's just say they have no new big AAAs, but they have a lot of indie and AA's coming that really push it. Because here's the thing, Deathloop, the timed exclusivity probably comes up in September, maybe.
Yeah,
so you could
around
have
that time.
So you could have October, November of this year. You could have Deathloop coming in Game Pass. That's huge.
And Ghostwire Tokyo will be coming as well at some point. So
that'd be next year because this came up.
Yeah,
a few.
That's what I said. At some point, it'll be coming.
Yeah.
And then 2023 is gonna. I mean, if these games that have been delayed and if they're going to be coming out in 2023, it's 2023, dude. It's just going to be huge.
Oh yeah.
So and then the Outer Worlds 2, like Hellblade 2, this year we still possibly could get a Plague's Tale Requiem.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of stuff, and that showcase is probably gonna have some answers for us on those games to see if they come to Game Pass too. So in 2022. So all right, so that's been our topic of the show. So now it's time to move on to our new game releases. Of course, our picks of the week. So, of course, you can go and check out the new game releases at releases.com. I will leave, of course, the link to that below here. And I will get to my game first, Burly. And, of course,
Okay.
I told you I wasn't going to tell you what it was, but I think you're going to know what it is anyway. So... So Diablo Immortal is my pick of the week. So Diablo Immortal is a mobile, massively multiplayer online action RPG developed by Blizzard Entertainment in partnership with NetEase, coming exclusively to Android, iPhone, and iPad. Experience the world of Sanctuary in a persistent, always online adventure. Anywhere, anytime. Join a worldwide community as you battle side by side to vanquish ancient evils, explore perilous dungeons, and of course, get legendary loot. So it comes out on June 2nd for Android, iOS, and PC. So, Burley, what do you think of this, man? Diablo Immortal.
Yeah. I grew off the Diablo bandwagon a lot when Diablo 3 came out.
Uh-huh.
But, hey, it looks interesting enough. And now that it's actually coming to PC, because originally it was just going to be mobile phones.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was not so happy on that because it was like, yeah, this is great playing mobile, but for that kind of game, I'd rather play with a mouse and keyboard than touch controls on my phone.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I do want to point out about when we talked about the games that we were playing at the beginning of the show, when it comes to Sniper Elite 5, man, the thumbsticks are just, when it comes to the accuracy of aiming in that game, it's just it's terrible. I mean, just
really?
the right thumbstick, I mean, is just you can't
just tap it and it goes like 90 degrees.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just,
my God,
it's pretty bad at the moment. Hopefully they fix that, but yeah. All right, what's your pick, Burley?
My pick of the week is Stilt. You remember we showed this off the trailer before?
Silt, yes. Mm-hmm.
Silt. Sorry. Yeah. Alone in underwater abyss, you are a diver searching the deep to uncover a long-forgotten mystery. Silt is an exploration game set in a surreal oceanic void. Explore the depths, possessing the creatures around you to solve environmental puzzles and travel deeper into the darkness. It is coming Wednesday, June 1st to PC, PS4, PS5, and Switch.
Okay. Yeah, like I said before, we talked about this. This game really reminds me of Inside.
Oh yeah.
It's but more of an underwater type of an adventure. So yeah, coming in June. Yeah. So awesome. All right. And so, of course, you can check out all the rest of the games that are going to be releasing this week for, of course, the week of May 23rd through the 29th, of course. So you can check that out. Yeah. So actually, not the 23rd to the 29th. I'm sorry. From the 30th through June 5th. So, yeah. So go and check that out. All right. All right, so some announcements of of course, our shows. I want to talk about a little bit. Of course, on our Patreon, and of course, up on our YouTube now. Of course, our The Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena, our spoiler review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is up. So if you've already seen the film, go and please check that out. So, of course, it's on Patreon as well. So if you are interested in coming and supporting all of our content, come and check out our Patreon over there. And also, we are going to be recording tonight, and it will be coming out on Monday. It'll be up in early access on our Patreon, of course. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Episode 4, Memento Mori. So we're going to be talking about the episode with the Gorn. So please check that out. Yes. So we're going to be recording that. And of course, our Star Wars Republic is back, and we're going to be recording Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes 1 and 2 review. And that will be coming out this coming week to Patreon. And of course, after early access, it will go up to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/TheArena Productions. So please come and check those out. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan, Burly.
Oh, same.
Really cool.
I can't wait to talk about those.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward, after we record the podcast here, we're going to be recording the Strange New Worlds episode 4 review. So looking forward to talking about the Gorn, talking about that as well. So
yes,
cool, good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, so what games are you going to be playing or streaming this coming week, Burly?
Probably some more Ghostwire and Pokemon Platinum, and then on my own personal time today, since I'm up in my apartment, play more Lost Judgment.
You really need to finish that, because I definitely want to do an extra take episode with you on that, and just to discuss the story. With you. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. Yeah. So for me, I'll be continuing to play Sniper Elite 5. I'm gonna try to get back to of course the Demon Slayer game on PlayStation 5. It's also coming out in June to Switch, but I'm playing it on PS5 right now, so I want to get back to that as well. All right, so it's time to end our episode. So before we do that, it's time for our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight is on Balloon Planet, Burly. Balloon Planet. Balloon Planet is a Hungarian Slavic duo based in Prague that has been creating music together since their teenage years. Inspired by the shared harmony and joy of their lives, they create clean, distraction-free, and versatile music to accompany life's everyday moments. From their album titled Now What? And the song is called Absolutely Cool. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 88. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burly of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. So we hope to catch you in the next one. And our other co-host, Turn-Based Carl, will be back with us next week. So take care, everyone. Peace.
Take care, everyone.
Out.